Hey everyone, welcome back to Origin Performance and welcome back to part 3 of the Genny Repair series. Before we pick right back where we left off, here's a quick recap of what happened so far. Last November, I was involved in an accident in a busy downtown Toronto intersection. From the photos, you can see a Chevy traverse itself right into my passenger side. While not the best night of my life, could have been much, much worse. So after this, the car sat for the winter while we gathered parts. And these are my replacement body parts. So I went with a OEM replacement bumper and a used fender. I also got some suspension parts that we know we need replacing.
We have an inner tie rod end, outer tie rod end, lower control arm, and obviously BC Racing coilovers.
In the first episode, we took off all the damaged body parts, including the bumper and the fender. We also made the, maybe what shouldn't have been, startling discovery that the rad support was also damaged and would need to be replaced.
Need a whole rad support, dude. This whole thing connects in one piece.
In episode 2, we replaced all of the damaged suspension parts, and we upgraded to my brand new BC Racing coilovers. It made sense to do it now as I'd be wasting money buying 2 struts anyway, so I bit the bullet and spent the $1,500 on arguably some of the best coils you can buy for the money. And that brings us to today, or more accurately, April 23rd. When Diego insisted that I needed spacers, I don't think he even realized that I needed it for more than just aesthetics.
I would slam it. And get spacers.
And get spacers. Yes, I think so.
Or different wheels.
What we didn't show you at the end of the last video was the wheel. The offset of it actually pressed itself right up against the coilover. So I bought some 5mm spacers, and back at the shop, it was time to see if these would work. So as you guys just saw, I put the 5mm spacers on. This is all in hopes that the wheel is now pushed out far enough from the hub and the coilovers we installed that the inside of the tire won't rub up against the coilover. Unfortunately, 5mm spacers looks like it won't be enough. So that indent right there, that is the inside of the tire on the strut, on the coilover. That's how much rubbing up against it with 5mm. So I'm gonna have to go 10mm. Unfortunately, to go 10mm, I also need extended bolts. And down the rabbit hole we go. Now, depending on how you look at it, I actually got lucky. Yeah, the 5mm didn't work, but if I had to go 10mm, I would actually need to buy extended wheel studs. This is because the thickness of the spacer itself would not actually allow me to bolt my wheel on after the fact. So I went 15mm. When you go 15mm, here's the cool part, they're not spacers anymore, you get adapters. Those come with an extra set of studs. This would allow me to go any size I want. So that's exactly what I did. I picked out a set of 15 and 25mm spacers made by H&R Springs from the lovely people at Car Tuners out of the States. Unfortunately, that would take some time to ship. And plan A was to actually have those wheels on and drive the car all the way up to the body shop to get started on the rest of the repair. So plan B, I gave CAA a call and then loaded up the winter beater and the Genny full of parts, and we headed up to the body shop. So let's go. Over the month and change the car was at the shop, I received many updates from the body guys and their team. After offloading the car off the truck and unloading all the parts, first they inspected to see what work would actually need to be done. Then the fender and bumper were painted off the car and the new rad support was installed. And the hood would also be repaired. Then the freshly painted parts would be installed. But you'll see here that fresh paint and 6-year-old paint kind of look a little bit different. Who would have guessed? The body parts that are directly beside the replaced ones would also need to be somewhat repainted in a technique known as blending. Before we move on, I want to give a huge shout out to Maurizio and the rest of the guys at Barry Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, not just for hooking me up, but for doing such a stellar job with the body work and the paint. Anyway, let's go pick up the car. So today is a very, very special day. I feel like I start a lot of these Genny videos kind of the same way. Oh, today's a special day. But no. Today is a fucking special day. I just got a call back from the shop after weeks of waiting, getting a few update pictures that I'll provide you guys a little bit later. I am picking up my Genny. Oh my God, it's been a long time. November was the accident. So this is my first time getting to drive this car for longer than on and off a truck to be towed everywhere. Oh God. Anyway, join us here for the ride, guys.
And there she is. Oh man, it's my first time seeing it. It looks so good. Dang. Paint came out great. See if now they clear and for the first time, we'll be able to take this thing home. Looking forward to it.
Yes, finally, I get to bring home the car after so long, right? So close. The keen-eyed among you will have noticed that, in fact, the car did not have any front wheels on. And while I can explain why, I think it's just better if I roll this depressing bit of footage. Alrighty, so as the journey continues to get the Genny onto the road, I am faced with another problem. So, the spacers I bought to fit the wheel into the space to fit it around the coilover don't fit my wheels. As you can see, when we torqued the wheels down, unfortunately they made an indent into the wheels themselves. This is due to the hub studs actually not clearing the amount of space when it goes through. When we put the nuts onto the hub studs here, basically what they're doing is they're kissing the wheel, and they've actually gone and dug out a huge amount of the wheel. So yeah, I've ruined my OZ Racing Super Turismos. That being said, instead of making things better, we've decided to make things worse and have decided to port out a decent amount of the wheel itself. So that nut that it's attached to the stock hubs will actually clear and make enough space in there so the face of the wheel can mount up against the face of the spacer, and of course this will mount up against the face of the Genesis hub. Having lots of fun here. I'll set the camera down and port out the second wheel here so you can see kind of what I'm doing. Don't do this. Don't be dumb. Get the right wheels. Don't buy spacers.
I think so. Or different wheels.
No.
Somebody didn't want to listen.
Don't buy spacers. Buy the right wheels. Enjoy. That's kind of the main idea I'm going for there. So just notch out enough that that nut is going to sit in there, since obviously this cutout doesn't go down far enough. Here I thought grinding away some of the material from my brake pads was bad. And basically see if I have any wiggle room, and that's flush.
that's kind of it. I'll catch you guys when we check out my Genny for the first time. Very excited. Catch you guys.
Yeah, if I felt bad about taking some material off of my EBC yellow pads last year, imagine how I felt about destroying my almost brand new OZs. And not to mention this.
Or different wheels.
No. No. No.
Somebody didn't want to listen.
Mm-hmm. You're right.
Echoes in my head probably nightly. Thanks, Diego. Anyway, I can think of no better way to end this video than this bit of footage. Thank you so much for watching and enjoy.
Yeah, I don't know how to close out this video in this series other than, oh my god, it feels so good to be back. The only weird thing about it is I have to go the speed limit here on the highway because I haven't gotten an alignment yet, and I really don't feel like chewing up these tires any more than I already have. So the next order of business is, well, get some new lug nuts for these wheels and get an alignment and get everything set up. To be honest, I should not be driving on the highway. I shouldn't be driving the distance I am after getting coilovers installed on my car. I understand that, and I understand that I am also chewing up the tires, but honestly, with how much this has been through, I'm gonna just eat this one. It's been a lot. It's been a long journey. It feels so good to be back in my car. Thank you everybody for watching Origin Performance. Thanks for watching this little mini series on getting my Genny Coupe back on the... I crashed my Genny. Appreciate you all. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. And stay tuned for future videos because we're sure as hell not done. And getting back in the car is only the beginning. Thanks a lot, guys. Peace.